How about that? Perfect timing. Francisco Lindor getting things going here for the Mets after a rocky first inning from Clay Holmes. And he gets a leadoff solo homer. And just like that, the Mets cut the lead in half. Let's go, baby. Welcome to the watch party. New thing I'm going to test out, see how it goes. Should be on YouTube, Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, whatever they call it, and on Instagram Live. You guys know the drill. You can scan the QR code right over here, and that'll get you to all of my different platforms. Mostly find me on YouTube, but I'm trying to do this on Twitter Spaces as well. Hopefully it's working. I have no idea. We're going to actually pull it up real quick. Should be seeing the game day feed right now. Lindor hitting that one into the Pepsi porch for his first bomb of the season. Love to see it. Rough first start, or first inning for Clay Holmes there. 2-2 out walks. Walks have just been killing him in the early going. Today is ridiculous. This weather is just insane. 25-mile-per-hour winds, like 46 degrees out. Nobody wants to be playing there right now. So I guess we all kind of freaked out a little bit too much about Francisco Lindor the first 5 games, huh? He's looking good. 5 straight games with a leadoff hit, and he's hit now, I think, in the 6th straight. Soto flying this one out to left. Mets going forward there. 6th straight win. Their 3rd consecutive series victory. All right, let's make sure this is working here, huh? Should be up here live. Up here. All right. Sweet. It's looking good. Question is, are we on Instagram and are we on Spaces? It looks that way. Excellent. That's what we like. All right, now I can keep you here. Be able to make this happen. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get to look at the chat too much because I am sharing my screen here. As Pete Alonso rolls over one and grounds out to Sanoja at short. 2 down. Happy to see Lindor pick things up pretty much immediately after those first few games where he obviously did not look so good. Started the year, 1 for 11? Never got close to 1 for 31 like he began 2024. Things are looking good. Nimmo up to the plate. The only thing I don't like about this is that the game day is a little bit ahead of the actual game feed on SMY. So I'm finding out what's happening just like you guys are here on the game day feed. Maybe a pitch before, about 10 seconds ahead at most, something like that. Another good win yesterday. Mets bats still not doing a whole lot, but this pitching staff has just been unbelievable. Tops in all of Major League Baseball. Starters haven't been tremendous. It was an okay one from Kodai Senga. He goes 5, but the bullpen once again, tremendous. We even survived a Danny Young appearance. I mean, come on. That's how you know things are going well for your team. If you can survive Danny Young coming in. And Ryan Stanek coming in and shutting the door. That slider was nasty. With, I'm guessing, no Edwin Diaz available, considering he had just closed the game out on Sunday and then also appeared in the 8th inning on Saturday as well. So excellent to see so far. The Mets pitching staff has been fantastic. Mo hitting only 211 on the year. 639 OPS. Until I can get my second screen working, unfortunately, I got to keep it here on this one. I would love to be able to look at the group chat, talk with everybody, but for right now, this is how we're going to roll. 2-2 for Nimmo. Swing and a miss. Oh, it's windy out, but I think I felt that breeze from here. Tough. Guys, by the way, like I said, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can scan the QR code right over here. That'll also get you to all my other platforms, no matter where you're watching this right now, whether it is on Twitter Spaces, whether it is on YouTube, or on Instagram Live. I'm not even sure if Instagram Live is working right now. Hopefully it is. But check out all my stuff. We're going to do a post-game stream after this as well. Probably just do that one on YouTube while I still work out all the kinks as far as Spaces. That was a tough first inning for Clay Holmes. I mean, that first, obviously, leadoff base hit from Xavier Edwards. The ball just totally taken by the wind. No chance for Juan Soto to get to the line and field that one. But then he gets the next two outs. And then, unfortunately, which has been the case for Holmes so far early on, gives up two out walks. And that sets things up for that little dunk bloop base hit down the left field line to score two. The elements don't help, obviously, today. I mean, that's tough with the wind. That can't be fun standing on the mound or in the batter's box for that matter with all that weather. But, I mean, we got to see something better out of Clay Holmes. I'm really interested to see how he's going to bounce back here and if he can give them any length, because this bullpen is, as great as it has been, they have been getting taxed early and often here in 2025 so far. I really wish the feed for game day was at the same time or at least a little bit closer than the TV feed. Because I see right now we got 2-0 right here from home. So, again, struggling to throw strikes, but now we're finally back. Graham Pauley, something about this guy, I'm telling you. I think he's going to be a Met killer. I could just tell by the name. He had an RBI double against Senga in his first start down in Miami last week. Just like the birdies and Wilmington, was that his name? Back in 06, 07 era. Ugla. God, there were so many Mets killers on those teams. Terrible. All right. Here we go. This would be great if the Mets can get this win today. Considering the weather, them changing the time of the game pretty much last minute. I mean, less than 12 hours almost before the actual game time. And to get another series win. Because now we're going right across the way, across the country, to play the Sacramento, Oakland, Las Vegas Athletics. All right, there we go. Holmes bouncing back after a 3-2 count. Gets Pauley swinging. Love it. Holmes' stuff has looked okay. It's just been the location. He just hasn't had the command. You really can't make too much sense of it either, because it's like, is today the weather conditions? But then you look back, his first two starts, both in dome stadiums, for his start on opening day against Houston and then game 2 against Miami. That one's hit in the left center, cut off by Taylor. Let's see if he holds him. Yep, to a single. All right. They're hitting a couple hard balls off of him today. That final out in the first that Taylor tracked down in right center was a pretty well hit ball that maybe the wind might have knocked down a little bit. But that was a rocket right there as well from Sanoja. I can live with the guy getting hit. I mean, especially early on in the season, but it's the walks that would concern me. I need to see him show some better command. And we kind of knew that was going to be a potential issue, transitioning from a reliever, especially a closer, to a starting pitcher. Can't just be a 2-pitch pitcher as a starter. Very seldom does that ever work. We saw some great stuff from Holmes using his whole repertoire in spring training, but early results here in the regular season are showing that may not have it all put together just yet. All right. Gets ahead 1-2 on Edwards here. He's up for his second time. Again, that base hit in the first that the wind took. That was unfortunate. That's, if you want to talk about Babbitt batting average on balls in play, that's the definition of it right there. Yeah, and as Gary Cohen's saying on the broadcast right now, he's not throwing the sinker as often as he typically has throughout his career, but his ground ball rate has been up. When players hit ground balls, usually that's going to mean a higher BABIP against you. As in, he's getting ground balls, they're finding holes, or his fielders aren't making plays. Obviously, we know there's been one error in each of his 2 starts that have cost him an unearned run. Edwards staying alive in this one. Wasting away another pitch, and now Holmes goes to 2-2 on the changeup. What's his mix been in this at bat? 4-seamer for the first strike. 4-seamer for the first ball. Interesting, and this has got to be a weather thing. His velo is down to 92 and 91.9. Third pitch was the sweeper on the outside corner. 4 was the sweeper, fouled away. That might be his highest velocity on any of his fastballs, 92.4. But again, another 3-2 count. So with 1 out here in the second inning, already having given up 2 runs and walked 2 guys, he's at 38 pitches. I highly doubt you're going to double up Xavier Edwards and finish this inning under 40 through 2. So it's looking like the Mets bullpen is going to have another long evening of work. And walked him. Did he? No. Punched him out. Right down the middle of the throw down. Oh, baby. Hey. I didn't think that they were going to double up Xavier Edwards because of his speed, and yet they do it the untraditional way with the strike him out, throw him out. Love to see it. Wow. Sanger. Make me think it was Terrence back there behind the plate. That was a big break. That may help Clay Holmes go deeper into this game than we originally anticipated. Just got to make sure this is running. Yep, we are all here, folks. All right, so who's due up now? We got Vientos, Starling Marte, Tyrone Taylor. Vientos has got to start putting some things together. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back. Oh boy. Hopefully you guys got one of these at Citi Field this weekend or around the 7 line or throughout one of the 5 boroughs. Maybe that's how you found me. If so, I appreciate it. And if I met you in person this weekend, glad so, and that you guys are checking out the channel. Good start to the year for the Mets, obviously. 7-3. You know, the bats haven't done what we were expecting them to do to this point, but just enough. And again, that's because of this great pitching staff. But Vientos, obviously one of the main culprits for the slow start for the offense. 114 average. How many at-bats has he had this year? That's tough. 4 for his first 35. Yikes. 1 RBI. That was a double against Miami in the opening game of that series where the Mets trounced the Marlins 10-4. But, man, it's been a slow start for him. Really was nice to see him get 3 walks, though, yesterday. He was laying off some tough pitches finally. That was not something he was doing really the first 9 games of this season. So hopefully that'll all come together now. But swinging and missing at that one. High cheese. It's only 89 miles per hour. And he grounds out to third base. Wow. So, can we find anybody that plays third base and can hit? Because right now it's not looking very good for either him or Brett Beatty. I'm not worried about Vientos. I think he'll come through. I think we'll get very similar numbers to what we got last year. I think he needs to make the adjustment to the adjustment. Pitchers now, they have a book on him after last year. They have a plan of attack. And he needs to make an adjustment to their adjustment now. But so far, early returns have not been very good. Starling Marte. Not a great start for Starling either. 182 average, but getting on base, 788 OPS. Punches that one to right field. Stick fair. Oh. So they closed the upper deck at Citi Field for today. And they moved anyone that had tickets for that upper deck section, the 500s, down to field level. That's awesome. That's a great job by the Mets. Great job, by the way, getting in front of this weather and making the announcement last night. And also offering refunds to people that cannot come to the earlier start time today. After the last 3 years or so, since like 2021, all the rain out issues and having fans come and sit in the stairwells for 2-3 hours not knowing if the game would be played or canceling it like an hour before game time. Nice to see them hopefully have learned from their previous lessons and do the right thing. All right, let's go, Marte. Come on, baby. Gillespie, he looked pretty good in that first start against the Mets last week in Miami. I mean, that's, again, remember the game, this is a rematch of that rubber game where really the Mets did not deserve to win at all. Gillespie shut us down, just 1 run in 5 innings. Vientos had his 2 errors in that one. I mean, I guess the last one where he, over Marte's head. Look out. Look at it on the game day. Sheesh. That really was right over his head. Oh, boy. That is scary. You're allowed to lick your hand off the mound. Mike Pelfrey could never make it in today's baseball. Another foul ball. Good at bat, though. Pretty good at bat here from Marte. Now 3-2. Yeah, so, I mean, the Mets really had no business winning that final game in Miami against Gillespie. I thought the Mets were going to trounce him in that one. I mean, this is not a highly touted prospect. You know, this is now here today, his 6th career start. It was his 5th career start last week in that one, and the Mets had really no chance. Obviously, we know Pete Alonso, the 3-run homer. He overturned call on that play at the plate. Even in the extras, the Mets were struggling against Miami's bullpen. I mean, I said it in our pre-series stream yesterday. Marte earns a walk. Love to see it. Had a baby. And before I finish that thought, I'll just say this. I really think Starling Marte could be a big, important piece on this team. He may not be starting as often as he used to, of course. But as a role player, I do think he has a big role, and I think he's going to have a solid year. A little bit of a slow start for him. But when everyone's talking about trading him in the offseason, number one, it wasn't realistic. I don't think many other teams wanted to acquire a 36-year-old outfielder on the final year of his deal for $15 million, coming off double groin surgery, who's really not been healthy at all over the last 2 seasons. But I also did believe that he would play a key role on this team in a diminished role, less playing time. What a great bat to have off the bench, I still think. Taylor steps in and goes ahead 2-0 here. That's trying to get a little rally going. Unfortunately, the rally killer is on deck. Brett Beatty and his .095 average. What's Beatty done this year? 2 for 21 to start the year. Yikes. You guys didn't want to listen to ToNYMetro. Tony told you. Luis Angel Acuna should be the starting second baseman for this team after Jeff McNeil was announced that he would begin the season on the injured list. But big spring training from Brett Beatty again, and what do you know? Not been looking so sharp here in the regular season. All right, 2-1 now. Here we go, Taylor. Come on, baby. Yeah. Uh-oh. Taylor pops it out. Left side. Paulie over. And he's got it. 2 down. All right, Beatty. Let's see what you got. So we got a little bit of news on McNeil today, as well as Francisco Alvarez. They were both taking BP at Citi Field today. Still no timetable. I don't know if the Mets' plan is to put them through rehab games. I would think for Francisco Alvarez, I mean, probably for both, right? Especially as a catcher. You know, you got to get your legs back under you to be able to catch for full 9 innings. Especially because Luis Torrens is still out of lineup. 4th straight game. They actually said that whatever it was on his right arm, not a fracture, but a bone bruise, I guess they're calling it, may have got worse, and they gave him an MRI today. So Mets could now be without Luis Torrens, who's been terrific to start this year. Brett Beatty ahead 2-0, and what do you know? In play, outs. Grounds out to the first baseman. What is his ground ball rate? I mean, this is ridiculous. This has always been the problem for Brett Beatty. Keith Hernandez just said it. Acuna needs to play every day. Thank you, Keith. Bluebirds were out on Beatty Saturday night when I was there in person. He struck out in a big spot. Struck out looking twice. He has really struggled. I'm pulling up his StatCast, and I don't know if I'll get it from Baseball Savant. These are Brett Beatty's numbers in 2025 so far. Barrel percentage, 1%. In the 1 percentile. He's got good bat speed. Apparently, 95th percentile. Chase rate, 4th percentile. As in, he chases a lot. Jeez. Been okay in the field. Worth 1 out above average, 82nd percentile, but not a lot of opportunities. And obviously, if you're using the eye test, you know that horrible throw to home plate that really should have cost the Mets that go-ahead run in Miami, if not for the overturned call. Great play by Torrens. Exit velo, I don't know how, but apparently higher than his career average of 88.9. 92.3% or 92.3 mile per hour exit velo. 0% barrel percentage. Okay, he literally has 0 barreled balls this year. I wanted to find his ground ball percentage, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure it out here. Comparable players. Okay, that's not good. 2024 Francisco Alvarez comparable, but 2023 JD Davis, not great for Brett Beatty so far. The struggle continues, and it is real. All right, back to game day. Here we go. Stowers flying this one out. Nice to see Holmes get a first pitch out there to begin the third inning. That strike him out, throw him out to end the second was huge for Clay Holmes. Keep the pitch count low. He ended up with 40 pitches through 2. Totally gets him back on track. Now he gets this first pitch out here of Stowers. So maybe we'll get a little bit of a deeper start from Holmes than we initially thought after that first inning. Matt Mervis. Like I said, I can't get on Twitter, YouTube, or anything right now because I'm sharing my screen here with you, so I can't take a look at the chat, unfortunately. That is the plan here moving forward, and keep interacting. I'll give it a quick check. Let's see. Preferred to Hobbit. What's up, man? How's it going? Let's see, do we got it going here too? Yeah, I think we do. Twitter. I'm always going to call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. It's so stupid. Dumb name. Let's see if we got the chat going here. Okay. Is it on Instagram Live? Should be. I don't think it's on Instagram Live, though. I don't think so. It's all right. All right, back to the game. I'll check that intermittently and hopefully get to all your chat and questions and comments. All right, Mervis down swinging, 5 pitches, 2 outs. Good start to the second inning for Holmes, who's got him back on track now. Now 1-1 on Conine. Is he related to Jeff Conine? He's got to be, right? Griffin Conine, is he the son? The 47 pitches now for Holmes, 28 strikes. This one's in play to right field and down for a base hit in front of Soto. So 2-out base hit. Just kind of been it. It's been hard time for Holmes to put innings away. Part of it because of walks, just timely 2-out base hits from the opponents. Now Otto Lopez, who walked his first time up against Holmes. This is an important batter. Put an end to this inning. Don't let it get out of hand like we've seen with 2 outs. Keep that pitch count low. Haven't seen Holmes get out of the 5th inning yet this year. He's gone 4 2/3 in each of his first 2 starts. He goes ahead 0-2 here on Lopez. Let's go, baby. Come on. All right, there we go. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. Nicely done for Clay Holmes. An 11-pitch 3rd inning. That coupled with the inning-ending double play in the 2nd, and all of a sudden, Holmes is looking like he might be putting together a pretty solid start here. It may finally go a complete 5 innings, if not a little bit more. Love to see it. Check back over here. Oh, Evan Roberts. We love you. Man, you are a dork. Prefer to Hobbit. What's going on, man? I wish we could stream the games here. That would be so awesome. Like I said, guys, be sure to scan the QR code right over here. And that will bring you to all the different platforms where I post. YouTube is where you'll find me the most doing my stuff. We're going to do a post-game stream over there as well, and I think it may also have it concurrent with Twitter again, just like we're doing here. Hopefully you got one of these QR codes here. Same thing at Citi Field or on the 7 line or somewhere in the city. Great time at Citi Field. My first Mets opening day. It was awesome. 5-0 win. Pete Alonso beginning things with that 2-run homer in the first. Even won a little skittle on a bet between Alonso, Soto, Guerrero, and Lindor. It was picture perfect. Then Saturday, walk-off win on Francisco Lindor's sac fly. It was perfect. Now the Mets looking to make it 6 in a row, trailing 2-1 right now. The first pitch to Hayden Sanger up and in for ball 1. Sanger and then the top of the order due up. I want to see Soto's first Citi Field home run as a Met today. It's either going to be today or tomorrow, or it's not going to be until after their road trip as they head out to the West Coast for a matchup with the A's. First pitch ball to all 9 of the Mets hitters today from Gillespie. But Sanger grounds out to begin the first as Gillespie fields his position well there, and that'll bring up Lindor. Lindor obviously the solo home run earlier in the first. Get the Mets within 1. This is that. Woo! See ya. Into the Coca-Cola corner. I'm always going to call it the Pepsi porch. Gillespie's got a weird kind of start to his rotation there. He does a little squat kind of thing. He's on the far first base side of the rubber. He's really squared up with the batter. Got a little bend in his knees. Not something you see very often. Because Lindor's got a 1-1 count on him. Oh, no! Lindor just a little in front of that pitch. Pulls it foul. Would have been a game-tying homer. Would have been a second bomb of the day. Oh, Rally Pimp is there. We love it. Max in his mink coat. What a stud. Lindor goes ahead 3-1. That's been the biggest key for me, I think, in his quick turnaround here from those really early season struggles with Lindor. It's not chasing. That was what was so big for him last year in that MVP runner-up run of his. Not chasing bad pitches and delivering and doing damage on good ones, but grounds out here to Gillespie for the second out. So 2 1-3 putouts to begin the second, and now Soto will come up with 2 down in the bottom of the third. Come on, baby, let's go, Soto. First Citi Field homer in the home whites. Oh, now I see what happened here because, like I told you, the game feed's a little delayed. I mean, that was like a check swing from Lindor. He did not want to swing at that one. It ends up being a little dribbler right to the mound. That's tough. Damn. See the StatCast there on Lindor's homer. 391 feet out to right field. No cheapies here. All right, Soto, let's go, baby. 44 pitches through 2 2/3 for Gillespie. So far, the Mets have not been able to solve this guy. I mean, solo homer from Lindor, but last week against the Mets, 5 innings, 1 run. Yeah, not a guy that's got top prospect pedigree or anything like that. Hmm. Soto taking a lot of strikes. I don't know if that's, obviously didn't watch him every game for the last couple years. We're familiar with him from his time with the Nats. Oh, let's go. What'd he do? What'd he do? Come on. All right. Soto with the base knock. Not a round tripper like I was hoping for, but that's now 11 straight games Soto has reached base to begin the season. So he's not doing his job. He's still an on-base machine. We know that. Just haven't seen that prodigious power from him yet. Just the one home run in Game 2 against Houston. And we got Pete. Pete 0 for 1, grounded out in the first inning. Falls behind 0-2. Tomorrow, Tyler McGill takes the bump for the Mets against former top prospect for the Marlins, Max Meyer. It was a good pitch to hit for Pete. He fouls it back. Tough. But he's laying off the junk. I mean, that has been the biggest key for Pete. Laying off the junk, getting himself in good counts. The exact opposite of what the guys who are struggling are not doing. The Mark Vientoses, the Brett Beattys, who constantly seem to be in 0-2 counts. Pete has been just great at laying off that slider away, that breaking ball in the dirt. And it's paying dividends early on. Let's go, Pete. Come on. Wastes away another. Staying the at-bat. I don't want to see Soto steal many bases, but he did say that is something that he would like to do a little bit more of. We saw him sneak one a couple games ago. I don't want the guy getting hurt, okay? Just hit your home runs, get on base. But this is the kind of spot where you might think he'd try to steal one. He just barely gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Pops out of the glove of Marlins catcher. And again, works another great at-bat from 0-2 to 2-2 now. Now he'll have a 6th pitch in this one. It's the second disengagement for Gillespie, so maybe this is the spot where Soto tries to steal one, sneak it in. They haven't really referenced the wind much in the broadcast since the first inning, so maybe it's calmed down a little bit. Still chilly there, no doubt, but it doesn't look like players' jerseys are like billowing in the wind or anything like that, so maybe it's not as bad as when the game first began. Plus, you normally see a ton of trash blowing all around Citi Field on windy days like this. Good take from Pete, 3-2. Let's go, Pete. What do we got? Oh, what? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, hold on. What just happened? Pop out, obviously, just a little fly ball. The wind takes it. Stowers can't get to it. Slides, doesn't make the catch. It looked like to me it bounced up off the netting, which I thought would make it a ground rule double with that high netting. Let's see the replay. I was thinking Pete hits a home run, and then the pitch finally comes in. It's a pop-up. I'm like, what? Okay, that definitely hit the netting. I could have sworn if it hit that high netting, which, you know, they only put up maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that it would still be a ground rule double, as if it would have hopped over that built-in wall, like traditionally. Good on Soto for, I mean, he's not exactly sprinting, but hustling, because he could have mailed that in easily and just ended up on third. So good to see that as the Mets tie the game. Very unconventional way. I saw on the game day it says in play runs. I'm thinking Pete just hit a nuke or like a double in the alley. He hit a double, but he didn't hit it very hard or very well. Oh, come on. He didn't swing on that. Come on. Yeah, gift double, no doubt about it. I don't know how that's not considered a ground rule double. As Nimmo with the 0-2 count. Grounds out to Lopez to end the inning. But Mets tie it up. Brand new ball game. Let's go. Love it. Nimmo looked pretty solid in the first Marlins series. Not so great in Houston. Really didn't do much against Toronto, and now here. It's been a little bit of a struggle for Nimmo as well. Top of the lineup's doing their jobs. I mean, hey, a hit's a hit. Pete gets a hit. Soto gets a hit. Lindor obviously with the home run to lead off the first. It's just been the bottom of the lineup that's been pretty much anemic early on in the season. It hurts without having Luis Torrens. I mean, I can't believe we're saying that, but Torrens has been so good for this team. And now 4 straight games he's missing with that right arm contusion. They said they gave him an MRI on it today. Seems like one guy starts to get healthy. You get the news on Francisco Alvarez and on Jeff McNeil taking batting practice today at Citi Field. And then we hear more about Luis Torrens' injury, and it's sounding like it's a little more serious if they sent him for an MRI to get it checked out. So we're rolling with Hayden Sanger for now. There's 2 free agents out there. I don't know if you'll like the names. One of them is Yasmani Grandal. You probably don't have anything against him. He's just like a 13-year veteran now. Played with the Pirates last year. Obviously not on a team currently, so I don't think too many teams think he's got a lot left in the tank. And then one is our old friend, James McCann, free agent. Obviously was with the Orioles last year, just finished out that contract that the Mets were still paying. Not sexy options at all, but at this point, the Mets are looking at not having a backup catcher if Luis Torrens does in fact have to serve any time on the injured list. Kevin Parada is not ready to play. So I don't know what the Mets' next option would be. I don't think they have another guy on the 40-man roster at the moment. So let me just take a look at that, actually. That would be annoying. I mean, we'd have to remove somebody from the 40-man. I mean, yeah, there's no other 40-man, no other catchers on the 40-man roster. I'm guessing you might DFA a guy like Jared Young or something like that. Hmm. 6, 7, 8 for the Marlins here. Tie game. Holmes has been a lot better in the second and third innings after that rough first for him where he issued 2 2-out walks and gave up a 2-run double. That second inning, obviously, we know, got to strike him out, throw him out of Xavier Edwards. And then an 11-pitch third inning, including 2 strikeouts. Trying to get through 5 for the first time. Does a good job there of getting another punch out, this one of Hicks. Oof, that was nasty. That changeup had him fooled. He didn't know where that ball was going. All right. Steve Gelbs. Good first strike pitch efficiency from Gelbs. From Holmes. Steve Gelbs, get off my TV, man. Come on. Go back to the at-bat. Check in on the chats. I don't know if it's working. I hope it is. Oh my God. Stop. All right. Clay Holmes back-to-back Ks to begin the fourth. On 6 pitches, too. Love to see it. Another changeup. Another nasty changeup and another first pitch strike here to Paulie. He's looking for an immaculate inning. I don't know. They say they like changed the rules. It used to be an immaculate inning. It was 9 pitches, 9 strikes. 3 strikeouts was an immaculate inning. But Blade Tidwell apparently threw one in spring training, but apparently didn't. They said maybe someone didn't get a swinging strike. I don't know. Here it is. 0-2. Holmes looking to strike out the side on 9 pitches. Hey! So I guess if someone fouls a ball off, does that not constitute a immaculate inning? You got to let me know in the chat here because I still don't understand what is and what is not considered an immaculate inning anymore. But that was 3 batters, 3 pitches each, 3 strikeouts. Wow. What a turnaround for Clay Holmes here after that first inning, which was looking disastrous. Second, third, and fourth. Obviously, the fourth right there, his most impressive. Striking out the Marlins. 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Sorry, no, 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup. What's his line looking like here? We get to pitchers. Yeah. 9. Oh, it was not. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sorry. He did throw a ball to Hicks in the first at bat, so not close to an immaculate inning, but still does strike out the side. Love to see it. That changeup was nasty that inning. By far and away, easily the best inning we've seen Clay Holmes have as a New York Met in the regular season so far. Love to see his overall numbers. Got the batters, the lineup here. Can you show me the pitching, please? It is not going to let me see that, huh? All right, we got to see something here out of Vientos. Vientos is struggling. Big time. Rough. It was a well-hit ball. I'll give him that. It was a well-struck line out to a few feet in front of the warning track in center field, but hate to think what it could be doing to the psyche of a young guy. His sophomore year, the huge success last season. He's got to see one fall in, man. That'd be huge getting him right, but Starling Marte looking to get on base for a second time this afternoon. No out. First pitch swinging. Oh my God. Wow. Marte beats out that little infield nubber that Gillespie couldn't handle. Hey, hit's a hit. Put the ball in play. Sometimes some good thing will happen. Yeah, it could be an error. It is. All right, not a hit. But he got on base. Tyrone Taylor 0 for 1. Grounded out. Back in the second. And Beatty, the human rally killer, on deck. Steve Traxel was the human rain delay. Fred Beatty is the human rally killer. Oh, this guy looks miserable holding the whipped cream. He's like, are you kidding me, Steve Gelbs? You're going to make me do this in these conditions? Be your whipped cream handler? Taylor fouls one back, 1-1. I mean, these weather conditions are just terrible for baseball. There's a couple things they could do about this. Number one, don't start the year the first week of April or even the last week of March when it's still freezing in the Northeast and parts of the Midwest. I mean, snow flurries in Detroit yesterday for the Yankees-Tigers game. We've seen snow on the ground for Rockies games in the opening month of the season. So either you start the season a little bit later, or you just try to front load and schedule more games on the West Coast, some of the warm weather cities, or in dome stadiums. Miami, obviously, which dome or not, it's fine weather-wise. Tampa is fine. Of course, they play at Steinbrenner Field for this year, but typically at the Trop with a dome. Houston has the dome. The Rangers a dome, and of course, again, it's Texas, so nothing to really worry about there. And of course, then you have the Southern California teams as well. 3 different teams down there. You could get away with it in Sacramento now with the Athletics there. Seattle, I don't know. Would they have a dome anyway? Might be rainy, but I don't think it's freezing there this time of year. But 25-mile-per-hour winds, they're all bundled up. It's brutal. It's brutal for the ticket gate, whatever they call it. It's brutal for the players, the fans. That being said, I would still be there right now if I was in New York City. It is whipping. Now they finally show another clip of the flag, and it is whipping out there. I live in Nebraska right now because I just finished up a job here, and let me tell you, you don't know when till you've been to Nebraska. It is always windy like it is there today in Queens, 24/7. I mean, seldom do you ever get a break from the wind here in the Midwest. 2-2 for Taylor. Staying alive. Wasting away another pitch, moving Gillespie's. I'm going to say Gillespie because it's got an I. I know they've been saying Gillespie. Bringing that pitch count up, and now there's activity in the Marlins pen. Let's go, baby. Come on. Break through here. Tomorrow's game's still at night, I believe. No, it's a afternoon game tomorrow because it's a getaway day for the Mets because they're going to Sacramento to take on the A's on Friday. Marte stealing a bag. We love to see it. Ugh. The Mets with runners in scoring position this year are just, it needs to be studied. It has not been a good start for the Mets with runners in scoring position this year. Not including today, including that pop out from Taylor to the second baseman. Can we find that pretty quickly and easily? Event finder. Game logs, detailed stats. Here he is. Prove me wrong, Brett Beatty. Don't be the human rally killer. They don't have runners in scoring position on this. Go back to the game day here. First pitch right down the you-know-what, and he's taken all the way. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for. It's a perfect pitch, center cut. You're not hitting worth blank. What are you waiting on? Looking like another tight one for the Mets. Gary said, I think it's been 8 or 9 of their games so far been decided by 1 or 2 runs, which is remarkable. We know how good the Mets were last year in 1-run games. Typically, that's the moniker of a good team, so happy to see it. But eventually, like, be nice to see the bats start putting some more runs on the board, so this pitching staff didn't need to be nearly perfect. Beatty swinging at a terrible pitch up and away. Oof. Barely fought that 4th pitch off up in the zone to stay alive. This will get me off Brett Beatty's back at least for 48 hours if he can get a base hit here. My God, what the heck is wrong with this guy? I mean, night and day. This Brett Beatty has looked. It is the most Jekyll and Hyde thing I've ever seen. For him to do what he did in spring training, to the way he's looked so far, horrible. He is going down. The second Jeff McNeil is ready to rejoin this team. Brett Beatty, pack your bags. Get ready to learn Syracuse, buddy. My gosh. Just terrible. Not even competitive at-bats from him either. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Luis Angel Acuna has looked like a superstar. But he's had a lot more competitive at-bats than Brett Beatty has. This is not exactly saying a whole lot, but wow. Another runner in scoring position opportunity for the Mets and for Beatty, and neither can come through. All right. We go to the 5th. Let's see. Can Clay Holmes finally get through a 5th inning as a starter for the New York Mets? This is where he has got stuck in each of his first 2 starts. 4 2/3 in his opening day start against the Astros, and then 4 2/3 against the Marlins in Miami last week. But these last 3 innings since the first, where he ran into some trouble, he's looked a lot better. Struck outside just now in the top of the 4th, so see if he can continue it. Just 10 pitches in that inning, 10 pitches in the second inning. So the pitch count is low, which is great to see. Really was able to correct course. There it is. And he doesn't even know if he wants to swing at this point. I mean, he is just totally getting fooled. It's 91 miles per hour, okay? Up in the zone. Still couldn't catch up, but they couldn't make a decision. Here's that Pete Alonso double. After the ad, of course. 8 strikeouts for Clay Holmes. 4 hits. The 3 walks? I can't believe this goes down as an RBI double in the book, but it does. I'm telling you, when it hit the screen here, I assume that would mean the ball's now considered out of play. If that screen wasn't there, it would have went over that little wall and been a ground rule double. But I guess you can play it off the net now? That one just barely stayed inside the line. Sheesh. Here's that Lindor homer. Holmes getting out ahead of Sanoja, 0-2. Love these field views that they have of the home runs now. It's pretty sick. Another strikeout. Holmes. 9 Ks, 5 straight strikeouts for Clay Holmes. Wow. That changeup has been nasty. This is what you want to see out of a pitcher. Throw strikes to set up the at-bat and then throw him out of the zone to try to get him fishing. Marlins haven't laid off, no pun intended. He's getting Ks. Pitch count's now at 66, very healthy. Could easily go 6 in this one. I guess it'll kind of depend on where the score's at, which the way the Mets bats are going, something tells me it's going to be tight. It's Edwards' kid. He's a nice little player. He's solid. Two and 2 on him. He's got a lot of speed. 69 of his 45 pitches for strikes. Well, 45 of his 69 pitches for strikes. That was the biggest thing that's been holding Holmes back in his first 2 starts, and even in the first inning of this one was not throwing strikes and issuing free passes, but he has looked fantastic these last 3 outings. That strike him out, throw him out to end the second, keep his pitch count through 2 at 40 total pitches, I think was a big turning point in this start for Holmes. Edwards wastes one away, found back a sinker here. Just foul, wow. Another one. Competitive at bat from Edwards. Haven't seen that from Brett Beatty. We're going to wrap up the stream here after the top of the 5th as I get working on putting everything together for our post-game stream, which you guys can also catch on YouTube or on Twitter. And hopefully on there I'll be able to connect in the chat a little bit more with you guys. Right now I'm sharing the screen, obviously, so you guys can see game day, so I'm not really able to interact with you at the moment, but we will be able to do that in the post-game stream. Like I said, guys, be sure to like this video if you're watching on YouTube and to subscribe. Leave a comment, and you can scan the QR code right over here. That will take you to all my different platforms, keep you updated when I'm going live, when I'm doing my videos and my streams, and release anything else like that. 7-3 through 10 games. Half a game out of first. Edwards put a little bit of a drive into that one, but right to Tyrone Taylor out in center. 2 down. So this is exactly as far as he's gone in his first 2 outings. Clay Holmes looking to eclipse the 5-inning mark for the first time in 2024, 2025 that is, and as a starter for the New York Mets. Love to see it. I have to get through Kyle Stowers. Stowers had a home run against the Mets in that series in Miami. And now we're seeing the trash starting to fly around the field. That's when you know you're at Citi Field. Seems like since it opened, wind has always been an issue at Citi Field, the way it's positioned and in relation to Flushing Meadow Bay out there. I don't think it got that windy at Shea Stadium the way it does at Citi Field. First month and a half, sometimes 2 months of the season until the end of May, still a tough park to hit the ball out of, especially to left field. Seems to get knocked down there a lot. And he does it. Clay Holmes, 10 strikeouts. How about that? What a turnaround for Clay Holmes after that rough first inning. 5 innings, 10 strikeouts, the 2 runs. Gives up just 3 walks so far. Excellent performance from Clay Holmes so far. Let's see if he'll end up going longer. I have to believe he's going out for the 6th here. Be nice to save the bullpen finally one of these days. And I think a big confidence builder for Holmes to go into the 6th inning at Citi Field. So that'll be it for right now, guys. I'm going to have my post-game stream as well. Hopefully, it'll be a celebratory post-game stream as the Mets look to go 8-3 on the season. A tie with the Phillies for first place, depending on the outcome of their game tonight. That'll be on YouTube. You guys, be sure to like my stream on YouTube and to subscribe to the channel. We'll be going live shortly after the Mets game this evening as they look to win their 3rd straight series, taking 2 out of 3 of these first 2 here with the Miami Marlins. Appreciate you guys checking in, and we will chat later.